I've worked on this allotment for the last 2 years, but as far as the whole allotment plot's concerned, we've lived adjacent to it for over 30 years now, and we've just loved this space ever since. Off and on we have rented allotment plots here too.
We've had this allotment here for about 15 years.
But I've had my allotment for 10, if you count 5 years at one of the other allotments.
So I've rented this allotment off the church since I moved to the house at the back 23 years ago.
The land has been used as allotment stroke gardens since 1911 until they were under threat, which they now are. They've been taken over by a private person and they're going to build on them. We didn't realise what an asset to the community was, and when we went round asking if people would like to join a membership of the Friends of Ashwell Allotments, we were stunned as to how many local people really appreciated them being here. Even if they'd not had an allotment here, they'd visited here or been invited by allotment holders. They just enjoyed the space as the beautiful green space that it is.
It's just so beautiful and peaceful and tranquil. I sit there for quite a while and just read or just kind of look around me and enjoy the surroundings and take in the nature. There's so much wildlife around here, birds and squirrels and all sorts, and to enjoy the community's allotments as well.
Yes, I'm a registered childminder, and it's just been a perfect spot to be able to bring the children and explore. We've been able to invite other childminders and their minded children as well, and I just can't say how much impact it's had on their lives.
The church have not dealt with us very well. They did say, they gave us 4 weeks notice that they were selling it, and it was pretty obvious they already knew who they were selling it to.
I got a text from a neighbour saying somebody's doing something to the allotment, and there's somebody shredding wood outside the allotment. So I got here as soon as I could, and half of the hedge that's at the northern boundary of the allotment had been taken down by some workmen who said they'd been instructed by the new owner of the land to take that hedge down. And I said, well, that's part of my allotment, and they said, well, no, we've been told it's a boundary and it's not part of the allotment, and we couldn't stop them doing it, so they've taken a 10-foot hedge down from one side to the other, completely opening up the land, and it was quite upsetting, really.
Most distressing was just over a week ago when I was at work one day, was that, I don't know whether you can see behind me, but the boundary to my allotment was demolished. A very mature tree was taken down. In doing that, there was quite a lot of our produce was damaged and removed. So this whole area had quite a lot of fruit bushes, and they've all been damaged. Some of the allotment holders have had allotments here for over 30 years, and I suppose we would have thought that any change like that, they would have consulted in advance, explained the reasons, and, importantly, given us the chance to purchase the land ourselves.
They said, well, you didn't put a representation in to buy it, but we tried to speak to them on several occasions and nobody got back to us. This green space has been tenanted as allotment gardens for 100 years. The loss of the mature trees, hedging, the loss of habitat to the wildlife that lose it, the amount of birds that are in and out of this space over the seasons is an indescribable amount of wildlife. Plus frogs, newts, owls, we hear owls quite a lot, foxes like it. They frolic and play on the bits of green and hang out in the summer, and it's absolutely beautiful. It is a green oasis in the middle of what is otherwise an inner city area. And these places are so important, especially in this time of environmental crises. And the person who's bought this place has already started chopping trees down and hedging.
I just can't believe that I'm never going to be able to do this again. It breaks my heart, really. It's that I've lost all this. And not just from that personal, not just from my work point of view, but from a personal point of view as well. I can't put into words how upset I am about it all. It's tragic.
It's very sad. I mean, we have some houses being built at the top of this road, and you know, the amount of traffic and congestion that is causing already is horrendous. So the impact that this will have if houses are built on this land is very sad and heartbreaking, and for our generations to come, they're not going to be able to enjoy what we have enjoyed.